All right. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is supply resilience. Now, what we mean by supply resilience is that your token economics is adjusting based on what is happening around the ecosystem. So if the demand and the supply of your token changes inside your ecosystem, your supply adjusts itself and you mitigate the supply shocks. So trying not to inject million tokens if there is no demand for those tokens, and trying to always make sure that there is that balance between the supply and the demand curve. So supply resilience basically is making sure that your ecosystem, your tokenomics, is auto adjusting itself to make sure that that there are no supply shocks or there is no sudden up and down of your price, and trying to balance that off if that happens. And that kind of takes us to that concept of buyback shares, right? So you've got this concept in your share market where the company that has given shares to shareholders essentially gives them a cash and takes the shares back, thus increasing the value of shares that the existing shareholders have and want to retain. A similar concept is there in the Ethereum, which we call Ethereum burning, which is where you essentially burn the Ethereum tokens, and that increases the value that the existing token holders have and creates that balance between the economy. Another thing to consider when we are talking about supply resilience is governance. So governance issues basically relates to a token being concentrated with certain people. So when you have governance issues or when your governance is not proper, you end up your tokens being concentrated with some vested powers inside your ecosystem. That is, again, not good tokenomics. And your supply and design resilience should also cater to governance issues and make sure that there is no token concentration within your ecosystem and it is evenly distributed throughout the members participating, and also people who actively create the value should have the token. So that's how your governance should operate. We've talked about this at large. Support the usage of the network, support the usage of the ecosystem. The tokenomics should support the usage of the project that it's been built across, not the other way around. So it should create value to the project. And the last thing that I wanted to highlight here is high inflation through lots of minting of your tokens. So if suddenly a lot of minting happens on your ecosystem, your supply is balanced correctly, that does not create too many spikes within your price index, and it continues to keep your supply resilience smooth and constant. So hope you get a good understanding of what does supply resilience mean and its contribution as a principle to the token economics. And with all of that and more in the next lesson.